of Highland Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Ned from RedHook.
There are some questions today about their new album, Mutation. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Thank you so much. It's been great. It's been kind of surprising, especially since, it's been kind of like a fast train ride for us since like the last time we spoke, which was not that long ago, which was the first record.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're up to album number 2. And, there was always that fear of like, how people are going to receive it. But honestly, I think it's been better than the first record. So heaps of surprises and everyone's absolutely adoring it. So we are absolutely stoked.
Yeah.
I cannot praise this album enough. It is fucking incredible. I've had a moment with almost all of the tracks where they're just on repeat and I'm being fucking annoying about it. Great record. Well done. Cannibal specifically, I feel like deserves an insane amount of awards. Wonderful job.
Wow, thank you so much. That's great to hear. And
I'm a big fan.
No, that's something we've noticed. It's just like it's got a special little place in people's hearts. This is a record, and I'm really enjoying it. So thank you so much.
Hell yeah, I can't top that. I think the album's fucking awesome, and I'm into the obvious transition into a heavier sound, which I want to get into here. Was that intentional? Did it kind of happen as the writing, organically, as the writing process kind of kicked off? Curious how that happened.
It's always been organic. We've never had a preconceived notion of what kind of style we're doing. You can see from day one, we've been a band that can do absolutely anything,
Yeah.
And we're such huge fans of just music in general. So I didn't even realize how heavy the album was until it was done. Because we wrote so many songs and everything was so different. And then when we chose which ones we wanted to actually record on the record, it's like, oh wow, this is actually a heavy record. And we're just like, well, screw it,
Yeah.
I think the only thing that kind of I think factored into it, and I think that was more subconscious, was we're such a live band. So the biggest thing was we want to make sure these songs translate well live. And I think the heavy tracks, they work so well live. We played a fair few on our New Year's Day show first time and didn't know what to expect. It was like, oh my God, these are so much fun to play live, and people went nuts for it. So I think that was maybe the only kind of deciding factor, in a sense, just the live aspect.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful. All right. And is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Mutation kind of just stems from once again, we're such an ever evolving band and we'll never kind of stand in one place. So musically, definitely it's mutated. It mutated from Postcard into this kind of it's turning us into RedHook, if that kind of makes sense. It's we're now mutating into our own band. Postcard definitely is the RedHook sound, but Mutation definitely has kind of helped evolve that, which is really cool. And I try not to speak for me too much because I want her to say it, but definitely the lyrics and the themes have mutated as well. She's definitely has kind of really stepped out of her shell, kind of tested the waters with the first record, and with this one it's what, screw it, let's do it. So definitely mutated from that. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a word.
You said it.
Mutated. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Ooh.
Definitely has built that confidence and definitely has mutated that idea from the first record into this new one. So yeah, I think there's a lot of mutation into it. And I the artwork I think just is awesome. Emmy just comes in one day and go, I want to do the Biohazard logo, but I want to do something different. And we were struggling with it. And our designer, Pat Fox, who's absolutely phenomenal, came in at the 11th hour, suggested this. I think, Pat and Emmy kind of thought this idea of what can we do with the Mutation logo, but make it us? And that's incorporate the little love heart. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Love it. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Very similar to the first one, where Craig and Emmy are kind of the primary songwriters, where they would flesh out the rough ideas of it. So intro, verse, chorus, sometimes the bridge. Then that's the music. And we'll say sometimes lyrics, but most of the time, like the cadences, the melodies, and then had that all ready. And then when we're ready to go record, we would do like a big pre-pro with our producer, which was Stevie Knight, who also did postcards. So a lot of it's still the same. I think the only thing that kind of changed was there was a couple of extra writing sessions the guys did with Stevie. That was really cool, and that fleshed out some wicked songs like Hot Tub. One of the most unexpected songs, I thought, which I love. Oh, such a banger. But that was maybe the only thing different, but also it was a lot more quicker.
Okay.
I think because we kind of did this the first time, we've kind of got a system going. And I don't know how it happened. I think it just did. It's just like we were kind of trying to space it out a little bit further out, but it just kind of got all condensed. So I think time frame was a little quicker in the writing to recording. So yeah.
I'm curious about the timeline, when the writing process kind of started and when you guys had masters in hand, because as we established, we didn't chat that long ago around Postcard, and then the singles for this album started rolling out like top of 2024. So I would have to imagine you had at least some masters in hand by then.
No joke. I think it was like maybe a couple of weeks after we spoke, we were already starting to write.
Damn.
Like
crazy.
I still remember. Yeah, I remember that we have a band chat every week, just to catch up. And I remember, so congratulations on the record. All right, next one. Boom, like that.
All right.
Yeah.
It was like a switch. It was insane. So yeah, legit within a couple of weeks, we're already starting to demo. It was crazy.
Damn.
Damn. All right.
That's wild.
Sounds good. So what song off the album took longest to write, and then which one is your personal favorite?
Look, personal favorite, 100% is going to be Dr. Frankenstein.
Yup.
Just because it flowed so well, and everything that we wanted to accomplish did. Especially getting Lucas onto the track. That was just a random idea. We thought it was like we want a guest vocalist, and listening to the song, like, how about Lucas? And we all thought, nah, he won't do it. And honestly, we DM'd him, and within a couple of hours, I'm in. So,
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was so surprised. He's one of my favorite singers. He's one of our favorite singers. Like, we absolutely adore Holding Absence.
Yes.
So having such an amazing voice on that record, and also working with Emix, both absolutely phenomenal vocalists, and little similarities. And what I mean by that is, when Lucas really belts it out, there's so much emotion and grittiness. And I think Emmy has the same. So hearing that together, just blends perfectly. That's my personal favorite. Followed by Cannibal. Cannibal is just such a
Let's
banger.
talk about it. Yeah. Oh my God.
You want to talk about it? Let's do it. I think that's the nice lead in. Let's do it.
Yeah. I would actually love to hear how you guys got Lucky involved in that song.
Oh geez. We've known Alpha Wolf for a while. We've done festivals together, and we've hung out. They're phenomenal as well. Really awesome dudes. I think it kind of felt the same way. I think Emmy already had the idea of we had the song fleshed out. Emmy had the lyrics. She's like, this is such a heavy song. We need someone to scream into it. Originally, for the demo, Craig did it. And Craig's a phenomenal screamer. But they agreed, oh, you know what? Let's try and get someone to scream on it. And I don't remember the full list. There's some interesting ones, but I remember Lucky was number one, because we always try to have Australian artists featured on the record. And the last record had for Soju, which was great, but we're let's get someone heavy this time. Let's get someone who can scream. And same deal, just DM'd him. It's like, hey man, we got this track, you up for it? And straight away he's like, hell yeah, let's do it. So I think he recorded it within a couple of weeks, sent the first version through, and yeah, that's done. You don't have to do anything else to it. You're good.
One and done. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. And by any chance, you know what took the longest to write?
Ooh, the longest to write? There was a few. Oh geez. I wish Craig was here. He would know. And it's kind of in the back of my head. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But there's definitely a few. I know what happened. Um, and it was the tracks where like they've gone through the chorus maybe like 20 times.
Mm.
So I definitely know it was not Hot Tub. That was actually super quick. Um, it might have been something like Tourist, or I apologize, I can't remember which one, but yeah, there was definitely a few where there was definitely a few iterations of it which took a while. It was mainly just like the music was done.
Mhm.
It's getting that melody just,
Yeah.
just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
got you.
Right.
So how'd the track list for your album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Um, always leave that to the wonderful Emmy because um she has to have it like we have to have it, sorry, apologies,
Mhm.
but mainly for her because of the lyrical content, just the flow in regards to the themes and everything. So went through all the tracks and go, this theme and this theme would work together. Definitely one of the biggest things was didn't want to have too many heavy songs, not heavy musically, but heavy lyrically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Too much in the beginning, kind of spread it out a little bit.
Mhm.
And just in like, we released a lot of singles for this record, so we didn't want to have too many singles in the beginning.
Mhm.
So kind of put all those and go, all right, what will work best? So we never really did like which one's the good opener, which one's a closer. It was like kind of like which themes will work together and what singles we have already, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I did notice that you guys did a good job of like spreading out the singles throughout the track list because like obviously we covered every single single on here, so we heard them all throughout the year, and that is one thing that we always are like, God damn, like listen, I understand the single game, it's the way you got to play it now, like Spotify streaming
Yeah.
numbers,
So fucked.
all that
Yeah.
shit is important. But from a listening perspective, knowing that many songs going into it can really take away from the experience, but it was like a separate experience was built with the way that you guys decided to track list and keep enough space between the singles, not just smash them all together and then throw on the album tracks at the end or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've actually got it perfect. That's how we kind of thought of it. It was just like, with this record, we're like, we're going to play the singles game. We're going to release as much as we can. And then when the time when was like, okay, the record's coming out, we're just like, we just don't want people get bored of the record.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which like it's so hard to do now because like every record that's coming out recently, it's like I've heard all of this. We wanted to dabble the non singles throughout the record, so it just keeps you interested. Like we're still big fans of records. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
there's still a lot of people out there that want to listen to a full record.
Yep.
But there's still a lot of people that want to just listen to singles. So it's like that is the hardest thing is to kind of give that balance.
Mhm.
So I give the guys, especially Emmy, props to like get that down because like she sent a few versions of it and we're just like, oh, what about this and this? Even she was just like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't know, but totally smashed it. But I think we'll see. Anything could change. But for the next record, we'll see we'll see. Maybe not as many singles,
Yeah.
but I can't promise you we might do the same thing again if we when we write the next record, we're just like, oh, these songs are way too good not to release. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
there's also
Mhm.
like you can't deny the fact that people do it because it works. We all say we hate it as listeners. We hate it,
Yeah.
yet we all fucking do it. We all sit
Mhm.
down and listen to the single and then bitch
Results.
when the album comes out and we've heard
Yeah.
half of it.
Oh, we do. But that's why we got to find ways to kind of just make make it fun, make it interesting. Like, we like even though like we say we hate it, like we love it because we have an opportunity to kind of do cool things with the singles, like release awesome video clips. Like, you, I don't know, guys. You think like, what do you think about the singles that re-release those film clips? Like, we
Mhm.
make them interesting. We're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
Or the campaigns that get released, like we'll do limited edition T-shirts and
Mhm.
cool things for the advertising campaign. I think we
Yeah.
call it advertising. I should know this. Oh boy.
That sounds right. Yeah.
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 The release campaign, and
Yeah.
then like even for the record, we'll do something different. When the actual record comes out, we'll do some cool stuff with it, like the merch line that we released. Even the artwork was like, we made that. We kind of made it blend in with the singles, but made it a completely different entity. So
Mhm.
try and keep it interesting with both sides, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had artists that I work with tell me that, like, yeah, we'll play the singles game, but we're only doing it if we can kind of like build an experience like around each single versus just like putting it out and saying fuck you, that's it. Like doing as much as you can within the 28 days or whatever you're playing, you know, the Spotify game with, to really maximize and kind of build a world around each song. You know, and you guys did that with video clips and, you know, the typical content and merch drops and all of the fun things you got to do to keep people's attention in the TikTok world.
Yeah, that's 100%. And it's just, at the same time, it's like this is all art. Like,
Yeah.
you can actually make these single releases like artistic in a sense. Like you can do cool things that go on brand with your band and do fun stuff artistically with it. Once again, with the film clips, with the artwork, all that stuff. It's like if you just go, here's the single, have fun with it, and everyone thinks it's just the music, I think you kind of lose the fun in that.
Yeah.
Like for us, it's like, all right, we've got Cannibal coming up. Here's the themes for it. What are we gonna do? You know, that's so much fun, and getting to, you know, represent the message of each song. I love that. You know, we got that opportunity. Why not take advantage?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Jump on it. So, would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the record?
Uh, how long do we have?
As long as you need, buddy.
Right?
Let's just say every single thing under the sun. Like, okay, no. All jokes aside, I think like always number one was just like, you know, like as I said, as soon as we're like, all right, album number 2, we were ready. Oh, it's so tough because like our headspaces were all in different aspects and all that. Like, I think in like for Emmy and Craig, I think their headspace was just like work. Let's do it. Let's, you know, expand on what we've done for Postcard and see how it goes. Like that's maybe the simplest, easiest way on it because like it evolved, it mutated.
No.
Good one.
Oh God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. But like, yeah, it definitely evolved throughout the session. So I think like to simplify, long story short, was just like let's just get to work and just have fun with it. So, and I think it just that went throughout the whole recording and writing process.
Hell yeah, love it. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time if you're doing the car with friends, in dark with headphones on? Is a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
Oh my God. Well, whatever you want to do, we might have to put a list of it. If you're looking to party, go listen to Hot Tub first. If you want things to get a little spicy, Cannibal. So, geez, you know what? I don't think there's a beginner's guide to RedHook because if so, there's going to be a beginner's guide to late night RedHook, morning runs at RedHook. I could not give you a basic guide on it. So we might have to get a little instruction booklet ready for the times of day and moods you're in. So whatever mood you're in, we have a song ready for it.
There's a RedHook song for every facet of your life.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh God, I didn't even realize that.
And this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Your favorite mess.
Ooh.
That is
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I'd say no, because I don't want people to have that kind of, I never want you to have that I think preconceived notion. I think excitement. That's maybe it. Just be excited.
Yeah.
Let whatever emotion come through and listen to it, but just be pumped like we were. Like when I listened to it for the first time, I was like, I'm so excited to hear this. So that's maybe the easiest way.
All right. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
I think the only negative was, just there was a bit of bout of stressfulness on the time frame of it, from going from writing to recording. So, I think that's something, that's definitely something we'll work on for the next record. We're 2 albums in one EP deep right now, so definitely more time taken for this. So I think I think we did a really good job. I think especially actually to everyone, like Craig and Emmy for the writing process, Alex for the drum recording. The poor guy had to record the drums in 2 days.
Damn.
And yeah, and like a fair bit of it he had to learn the night before.
Oh my
Um
God.
be Yeah, because there's a couple of tracks that weren't fully like fleshed out, and they were working on it. And like, dude, I don't know how that he was able to just smash out the night before. And like, I remember the first day, he was just getting into the hang of it. And once again, he could talk more into it. But yeah, it's sometimes that whole thing, it gets into your head. And I think he was really disappointed in himself. But honestly, like, and I say to him all the time, like, dude, he absolutely smashed it. Like after that first hurdle, boom, day two, that guy just went nuts for it. So,
Yeah.
I think that's like the prime example of like the whole reading, not reading, sorry, writing and recording was like having everything kind of condensed was just a little bit of stressfulness to it.
Mhm.
But this is not our first radio, so everyone did such an amazing job to it. So I think that was the biggest hurdle because like at the same time we were also touring.
Mhm.
I think like we had the In Heart's Wake regional tour of Australia, so we were playing all over Australia during that. I think even during then, I think we had like a UK tour, if I'm correct. If not, I definitely remember we had tours lined up. So doing that back and forth. Imagine going from writing mode to like gigs back and forth. Your brain, oh my God,
Mm.
emotionally.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
you're like pouring your heart and soul out, and then all right, time to just go blow people's faces off with our live show and just doing that. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is like two different headspaces, and to rapidly switch between them is difficult. Like, obviously, a gradual switch is one thing, but when you're like on a timeline, you've got tours lined up because you're still
Mhm.
touring this first record, you can't stop when you literally just started writing the second one and the first one just came out. So, yeah, I can imagine the fucking craziness.
Jeez.
It's two different monsters.
Yeah.
It's like you have to switch from one to another, and you couldn't do it straight away sometimes. Sometimes people would be recording for like or writing for one whole week. It's like, all right, time to go to Northern Territory the next day.
Mhm.
And then getting your brain switched onto that, it might take another day or two. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it struggled for me, and like I my level of the writing was a little bit less and all that because like I just sprinkle in little bass notes and everything.
Mhm.
But even that was a struggle. It's just like getting go like, all right, let's just make sure we give people the best show. But we find a way. We find a way.
Absolutely.
Damn
Oh, yeah.
right.
So for the last couple questions, going to shift completely away from music. So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
I'm always gonna go to the standard, a dog. And it has to be specific because I have one myself, a mini
Okay.
dachshund. Because cute as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Has is it big little dog syndrome where it's just like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
scared of you big dogs, which
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
could be
yeah.
a problem, but and I don't know, I just want those floppy ears, they're cute.
So
So
cute. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
And if you could have lunch with any celebrity or artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh geez. Um, you know what? It changes, but right now I'm going to do the first on the top of my head. LeBron James would be so good.
Legoat. Hell yeah. Bron
Lego,
Bron.
Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
inspiration. Like,
Yeah.
go right there, and especially at 40, killing
Insane.
it. I just want to go,
Yeah.
how? How do you
Yeah.
have it?
The fuck? How are you playing? How are you on the same fucking team as your son, bro? Like, what the fuck? I think he's on the
Oh,
same team. I don't know. I don't know where
no,
little
he
baby
is.
Braun is.
And
He is?
honestly,
Fucking knew it. Yeah.
what a goal in life. No one would ever expect that. And
Mm-mm.
having that happen is so
Yeah.
cool. So
So
like
fucking
to
cool.
pick his brain and be like, not even just basketball, everything else he's done is like, how do you do it? Where's that bandwidth? Is it like coffee or like, oh my
Exactly.
God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So cool. So fucking cool.
And for this last question, boom, you're on a desert island. You can bring one movie, one album, and one person. Who and what are you bringing?
One movie. It would have to be one of the Alien films.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the Alien
Did you see the
series.
newest one?
Oh, it's beautiful. Loved
Yeah,
it. Reminds me
that shit was
so much of the
crazy.
first two. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
reminds me of the first two films. So that, what, I'll choose that one because it's
Oh,
just like good accumulation.
yeah.
Um, for the purists out there who got really cranky, I would say Aliens because that is a fun film. I could watch that over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, music, it would have to be okay, the Deftones White Pony
Mm-hmm.
because that's for any mood, so
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be bored. And person,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
hmm, I'd say some sort of chef. I
Okay.
can't think of a specific one, so I can
Mm-hmm.
get some good meals because they'll look around and like, okay, I've got this, and this.
Yeah.
Let's cook something cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I don't know why. Top of my head was like Gordon Ramsay, but I'm like, if he
Mm-hmm.
gets angry at me, I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, it's
On the
over. Oh my
island?
God.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
Miserable.
Yeah.
instead of idiot sandwich, it'll be like coconut sandwich. You'll just put two coconuts in the middle.
Oh,
I was like,
fuck.
ow, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh my God. So rude. So
Coconut
rude. Love
sandwich.
them though. Love them.
So as I said, that's all the questions I have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Thank you so much for your support. Getting to do this again has been great. Apologies from Emmy, of course. She misses you all. Next
Miss
time
her
we do
too.
this, we're gonna we'll
Yeah.
bring the other boys in.
Yeah, we got to bring the
Hell
whole
yeah.
gang in.
Mm-hmm.
We get the whole, every time we'll just get one at a time.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
sick. Um, Everyone, thank you so much for the support of this current record. I know it's just been absolute madhouse, but seeing the progress has been great. I promise, we promise we will tour America this year. We're going to do our absolute darndest.
Yup.
We're working on it,
Okay.
Let's hope that these opportunities come through. And as
Mm-hmm.
soon as we know it's confirmed, you will know.
Wonderful.
And much love and peace.
Hell yeah.
Damn
Or peace
right.
and love, whatever. No
Yeah.
water.
Whichever one it is. Whichever comes first.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Your sound has been Ned from Red Hook, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.